Hello. How you guys doing? I hope you're doing well out there. James here. Decided to kind of test my camera. I haven't used it in a while. I usually do my laptop. Oh boy. Computer one. Well, hope you're staying warm where you're at right now. Out here on this March, pretty much in the middle of March, toward around this Saturday 18th in 2023 is weather been up and down. So I've been staying inside, clean up, tidy up the place here and there, and see where I go from there. Well, I got some good news for you guys. I was talking to I don't know if I ever told you this about my friend John, and I told him I made a short video about his situation with his kid, with his special needs kid, and he's been opening up his mind and his heart about what he's been going on. And I told him, I mentioned I make a video, and I said, would you like for the interview on camera? And so I say in the next couple months or so, I'm going to go up there, up to the town where I'm originally from, and I'm going to go interview my friend and get some information. What's he been going through? What it's like for someone out there that have a special needs child or adult, and the complications with dealing with the county staff, different situations like that, and all kinds of stuff. And we've been going through, because sometimes it's done through fits. So sometimes his son can be pretty strong, and he can put him up in a hole to kind of restrain him for that. But it only go for so long. Sometimes he hit him in the face and cut his eye and all that, because he's autistic, and so I mentioned this to him, that just open up your heart, and when the time comes, when I come up there, that we can do this interview and just give the folks what they're going through, because there's a lot of people out there that are going through something with a similar situation, where the county is giving a hard time, because when it comes to people who have a special needs person, they take advantage of you. They take advantage of the situation. The state does. It's a money grab. And so then there was a situation where right now his son is staying at one of those houses where his caregiver is supposed to give him. The only thing my friend was saying, that sometimes they don't be over there, and then the neighborhood that they have him in is not too pleasant of a neighborhood, and sometimes I think they probably left him alone, and sometimes you need to kind of watch him and everything, because you don't know what he's going to get into. And so, and he's about, I think, 16 or 17 right now, and so he's talking about next year leaving the county where we're originally from, and probably go to another county in the state, or he's probably considering leaving the state, because he's having trouble with MRDD, the county's MRDD. They don't want to follow up. He has some aides that abuse his son. I showed a short article of it on my one channel, and they left some marks on his son's face, and my friend was heated about that, because they was abusing him. and they traumatized him too. So it's a lot going on. And I asked him, like, we have a place in Ohio where people that have severe autism that I think it's like in northwestern Ohio, there's a hospital, those who have acted out behaviors. And what they do is that they monitor their behavior, what kind of medication that they're on, and run some tests to see if his behavior can get up under control. So he said that he's waiting back on that. But he said if they can help him, if he's accepted, then they can put him in the program. And he said that I'll do anything. I'll have to, if we want to have to leave this area, he said he wanted to leave the area anyway because the police wasn't not too nice. The county's not too nice. Because sometimes he had got the police called on him a couple times. And a lot of police officers, they don't deal with people who have severe mental issues. They don't know how to handle it too well. Most of them don't. They're not trained in that. It's just very, very, it's the truth. And he was telling me about some things. And it broke, I felt for him. He's wore out. He works 60, 70 hours a week. Sometimes him and his wife don't see eye to eye because she wants him to do all the stuff when it comes to that. Even when he's at work, he's trying to take care. Sometimes he has to make time in his break to make appointments and try to get his wife to do something, do some phone calls. But she just dumped it all on him, and it was like, man. He said, I need some help. I need your help. You need your mom, need you as the mom to kind of step up, It's frustration. And it can be frustrating. And so he's battled through it, and he opened up to me. He said, people who go through something like this, it really tests you. And it's something that's endurance that you go through. And it's amazing. I take my hat off to him because there's a lot of people don't know how to deal with somebody who have a person in their family, whether they're adult or their child, to be the upkeeper and caregiver to make sure that they're well taken care of. And so he loves that boy. He loves him with all his heart. And it hurt him as a father that he had to let him go and go through that situation, but he couldn't handle it no more because of his son's behavior. And it was when his daughter was living at home, it took toll only for his daughter. She got her own place, and she got her own issues. I'll let him probably tell you that in the interview when I get up there. And I just, his name is John. And John he's an amazing, he's been my friend for over 40 years. I mean, we known each other close to 40 years. Let's say 40 years. I have witnessed that man go through some things. And we going through some things, some good, some bad, looking for jobs, right when he's coming out of service and everything. Hold on 1 minute. I'm just making sure that okay. Heard something beeping over there. Yeah, through the good and the bad and everything. And and I've just been that friend, I've been that faithful friend that been that ear and just encouraging, We laugh about old times, when we were young, running the streets and everything. But he's a good father, a good provider. And he's been married since over 20 years. He has a son that he adopted at his head, pretty much like his son. Because because Tammy had a child before she met John. So he has a daughter and son with her. And so the daughter, I think she's 25 now, if I'm not, either 24 or 25. She's in her 20s. And she was going to school for a minute. She was going to college, and so staying with some roommates. He's just a remarkable individual. He has his own personality. A lot of people don't understand his personality. But sometimes you have those friends that some people might not get, some people might think that not like, and it's just part of life. Some people just don't like people. They don't vibe with people. And so, but I've always been that faithful friend when everybody else, a few people that dropped off. I've always been that friend that stuck by his side, because really he's really one of my really good friends left that I talk to, that really call me and check up on me. Other than my mother, my sister. Once in a while, my sister call and check up on me. But when you get older, not too many people have time to stay connected. Because everybody, when you get to a certain demographic, you ain't doing what they do. You kind of drift away. It's something how God will take some people out your life that you thought you had a connection, but they're not connected with you by your heart. And so that's what I've learned. And he's one of my good friends I stay in contact with. Ain't too many people like that. We there. We Kumbas. Good and bad, up and down. We talk about life. And it's always good to have a few friends that you can go to and talk to things about life. Ain't too many people in this world, even sometimes in your family. It takes a special individual to understand the things about life. Because some things ain't giggles all the time and jokester and ha, but reality of life, good and the bad and everything in between. So, and he's a person I'm glad I've been a friend with for over 40 years. Close to 40 years. Since high school. Ain't too many people that I still communicate up there